right? You're going to have problems because your family's not, let's say, not 100% supportive of everything you do, right? Now, let's say like you have a firm woman who was born into it. Her parents are into it, right? So you're the only one with the problems, right? She's going to inherit your family's problems, but you're going to get people who are supportive, right? Now, if you marry a ger, another convert like yourself, right? What's going to happen? You're going to have two sets of families, and they both are going to have all of this drama on their own. And then when you're going to marry them, you're going to combine. There's no support system. It's just four fucking people who are against you, right? So it's the married couple against the world. There's no support system. It's just multiply exponentially the problem. Okay, that's why I say lifers should all break away from just marrying the girl who lives across the street, who looks just like you. Step outside your little comfort zone. Marry a ger. I think all lifers should be required to marry a ger. I think that's the best way to play, or a BT. Okay, that's the way I think it. It's good for the ger. It's good for the family of the ger. You know, bring the ger in. The ger is the most special and beloved, right? It's the convert is special and beloved to God, right? The Baal Tshuva, it says where Baal Tshuva stands, even a tzaddik can't stand, right? But when it comes to reality, the frum world, the Ashkenazi frum world, can't see what's going on.
No, nothing's going on. I'm just thinking about, like, that's one of those pious sayings, but in reality...
Oh my God, in reality, nothing. It's like, oh my God, he's a Baal Tshuva. He's a Baal Tshuva, which I talked about at length last week. You're not even allowed to say that. You're not allowed to say, oh, he's a Baal Tshuva. He's a Baal Tshuva. He's a Baal Tshuva. Oh, you know, and it's like some dirty word. It's like you're a leper. You know, it's oh, he's a leper. Oh, he's a ger. It's like, oh my God, he's a Christian. I mean, that's not basically how what you're hearing. He's a ger. Oh, he's a ger. You know, and it's like, whoa, you're making that out to be like some sort of Russian horror thing. You know, it's like, it's on so many levels. It's all wrong. What are we doing?
I've got a question for you.
Okay.
So I'm not going to use any names here.
Okay.
So I just got this email. I'm absolutely devastated by the recent behavior of a rabbi. Somehow accessed my Facebook account. The letter writer claims that all of her settings were private.
What does this have anything to do with what I just talked about?
No.
Oh, you just got bored with it and moved on to the other thing.
I didn't get bored. I appreciated every word you said.
Okay, so go ahead with your thing.
He downloaded a few photos of me, one in jeans, one in hiking clothes, one of me at a Purim party with a group of friends. That photo, my friend's husband is standing next to her and me. He printed them and mailed them anonymously to the head rabbi at Beis Yaakov. It also printed some pages off of my website showing the names of my Beis Yaakov counselors, another page with my mashgiach listed as Rabbi so-and-so. He handwrote next to the mashgiach, unmarried bacher.
Oh, this is a guy.
Yeah.
I thought this was a woman.
It's a woman writing, but the mashgiach is a guy. On the Purim photos, he drew an arrow to my friend's husband and wrote, not her husband. Photos on me in jeans, although not bad, however to a Beis Yaakov rabbi, not okay. 10 minutes after receiving this letter, the Beis Yaakov rabbi called me, said his students would not be permitted to go to my camp. I had 10 Beis Yaakov campers and 4 Beis Yaakov staff. Camp is in 3 weeks. How do I know it is this particular rabbi if he sent it anonymously? Beis Yaakov rabbi sent me a copy of the incriminating letter, which also stated, thought you would want to know what kind of person is the director of this camp. Happened to have from 2008 a handwritten note of this same rabbi with his name and signature from when I worked for him at his camp. The handwriting is identical. How low can this man go? I will now lose $18,000 in camp tuition, have to find new staff. He has totally embarrassed me.
She's got a case. She should take him to Basin. It's a terrible case. First of all, the breaking into her account is Geneva's das. He should, you know what I mean? It's a Geneva. That's a theft. The public embarrassment and all that other stuff that he did, right? That's humiliation. She's lost money, monetary damages. I believe that he needs to make it right, and that she needs to be compensated if they can't rebuild the camp, right? Get those people back. He should owe her $18,000, and if he doesn't have it, he should become an indentured servant to her and work at the fucking camp. But that's a disgusting thing.
How common is this sort of petty?
I'm not. You know what? I'm above all that. I have no idea what goes on, but I mean that's disgusting. if she's if she's telling
Right,
the truth.
right, right.
If all that really happened, I mean, we don't know
Right,
the other side
right,
of the story,
right, right.
but based just on her side of the story, right? I would say that she should take him to Beis Din.
Is it a mitzvah, like if you can find pictures of a religious woman and she's wearing jeans?
So wait,
is it a mitzvah?
Who was wearing the
share?
jeans? Was that a woman or a guy?
Yeah, the woman.
But why did it say unmarried bacher? I was
That was about the mashkiach.
Oh.
So if you find a picture of a religious woman wearing jeans, is it a mitzvah to try to circulate that photo to get her into trouble?
No, that's an avera.
From...
The Chafetz Chaim talks about this. It's an avera. It's lashon hora. There's no reason to do that.
Right.
To humiliate someone, to embarrass them by being like that. There's no heter for that.
What if they're like wearing a hiking outfit?
There's no difference. You don't do that.
What if they're competing with you in a similar business? And you want to wipe them out.
There's no heter for this kind of stuff.
Okay.
It talks about that like let's say I'll give you an example. The Chafetz Chaim talks about this. Let's say I know that you're a thief, or there's something really bad about you.
That I read on the porn industry.
Yeah, I know that you wrote on the porn industry.
Right.
And they want to set you up.
Yeah.
With a shidduch.
Yeah, with a rabbi's daughter.
With a rabbi's daughter. And the question is, since I know that about you, do I have to tell her this about you? Am I required to, or am I not allowed to? What do you think the answer to that is?
Well, if it's in the past and there's no evidence that I still engage in it, then you'd be required not to. I don't know, I'm guessing.
It's very complicated. There's no yes, no on this.
Yeah.
It's about 7 pages of his book. Okay? And there's 7 requirements that I must meet before I'm allowed to tell her about it. There's 7 requirements. And we have to go, and it's really complicated, through those 7, right?
Right.
And until I've done the work on those 7 requirements, I'm not allowed to tell her, right? This rabbi did not do the 7 requirements. I can tell you just by the fact he broke into her thing. Because ein mitzvah haba b'avera. He did an avera. He stole. His stealing was called Genei das. He went in there, broke through her without a warrant, right? It's like D. Medic gives the example of breaking, spray painting on somebody's property. This guy literally broke into her house, found her photos, and then said, "Look what I found! Look what I found!" That's a crime. I mean, mitzvah b'avera. He can't do that. Who is he to do that? Okay, so I can tell you, he didn't do the 7 things. Whenever you see someone say, "Oh, so and so did such and such," everybody needs to know about it, right? I always question, did you do your homework? Did you do the 7 things? Because it goes between a mitzvah and an avera, and it's a very fine line. And there's 7 requirements, and I don't even remember them all, but it's in the book.
Is it permitted to break into a woman's Facebook account if you just want to get a picture of her wearing pants?
You can't break into somebody's account, period, for any which reason.
What if you're not sleeping well at night?
There's no heter to steal from somebody. That's called theft. That's geneva. That's breaking and entering. All right.
Have you ever seen a woman's figure flattered by a pantsuit? What do you think about women wearing pantsuits?
I have really no opinion.
Well, Robert J. Averick does. He says, "Ladies, if I may, Heidi Klum looks okay in a pantsuit, but she's got no hips, no bosom, and legs that go on forever.
Why is this?
She can get away with it.
What does it have to do with Torah?
It's subtle. Marlene Dietrich looks exotic in a man's tux, but then she was bisexual, so the vibe fits, sort of.
Okay.
But normal women with normal bodies, women with hips, thighs, and bosom, look not so great in pantsuits. Republican women are at their best in skirts and dresses, feminine attire. Look, I've been working in the film business for over 25 years, and all that time, I've never heard a costume designer suggest you put an actress in a pantsuit because it's glamorous, flattering, or slimming. Usually they do it to make the actress look tough and masculine, in short, butch. So leave the pantsuits to Hillary Clinton and Debbie Wasserman Schultz, who look remarkably like West Hollywood female impersonators.
I gotta tell you something. There was mention of Debbie Schultz on my Facebook a couple of months ago,
Uh-huh.
and I was like, oh god, she's so freaking ugly. I can't look at